Tami almost stops a grassroots democracy movement. I am Melton, son of a carpenter Mary. Dad, a carpenter, worked on skyscrapers. Mom, Marianne. I am the son of a carpenter Mary. I get to make parables. And this is my Tami parable series about Tami, the no-arm Chinese fellow. Average worker of the unseen business. How did he get to be missing both arms? His boss, Wu, gave him a test of loyalty, a management test. Told him to stick his right arm into a wood chipper. Tommy's always been blindly obedient, so he fed that right arm into that wood chipper, got chipped up. Lefty saw what was going on with righty and was of course surprised and jumped off. Wise thing to do, he was next. You would think this would not be a smart thing to do, but Tami, because the Chinese streets, the Oriental unseen business, are backwards. He got a promotion. Won his girlfriend's heart, did that snake dance at the snake pit. Always been scaly, always talked with a horseless. He likes to stick his tongue out a lot. I told you he was Chinese. Now that he's missing both arms, he does a very mean snake dance. And today's a laminating day, so I hope you saw all of my imagery here, bus imagery. I saw that go past. The saint was an Irish saint. Let's see if we can find it real quick. Bus imagery, Los Angeles skyline. Oh, that's Broadway. Caught that bus that's going down the street. Saint Ketan, bishop and disciple of St. Patrick. Tami has just gotten to work. He's bossing a whole lot of folks around. He's got the Three Stooges on the TV. He has that cola with a straw in it and can't lift it up. He's very clumsy with his feet. And he gets a call from Wu. Get over here right away. He goes over there. Wu gives him a quick talk, a quick discussion about what he needs to do in a foreign country. The Great Wall of Evil does more than just keep me just alone in this imagery and place someone named Hussein in the highest office in the world right after we got attacked by a whole lot of angry, violent, deadly Hussein. Great Wall of Evil does this stuff all over the world. And Wu tells Tami that he's got to go to in Raphalak. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. It's a foreign term. In Raphalak. He has to go there to suppress this democracy, this grassroots democracy movement. So he gives him a quick a lesson on in Raphalak. Warren is one of those folks in Raphalak who keeps that iron fist, is it? He keeps iron thumb, I don't know the phrase, on the will of the people there. He governs the entire thing as he suppresses democracy and freedom of speech and all of that. And James, he governs, he not really governs, it's dictates perhaps. He commands a small, not the whole place of in Ropalac, but just, I think they call them counties over there. I'm from Louisiana. We call them parishes. The county of Al. James County governs, imposes rule in Al, and ironically the big city of Ropalac, or one of the big cities, is the city of Al. And Charles or Charlie, I can never remember, is in charge of suppressing the will of the people and democracy in the city of Al. You got to go stop these folks trying to get a grassroots democracy movement going there. So Tommy, he grabs his people, goes back to his office, picks them up. They fly them to Ropalac. And I'm gonna have to switch my shirt out. Some of these are older. These are cards, paper cards, Word doc cards. If they're still there on older versions of melton-page.blogspot.com, don't forget the www up front. I don't know if they're still there. They're closing down those. Bill Gates Microsoft is kind of worried about those 9/11 Flight 93 checks stored on that DVD label, I think. Yeah. Are you square? You're the DVD label. Now it's going to last longer. It was paper. It's going to degrade less. If you see, these are photos. 4x6 photos, what you're going to find on the top of melton-page.blogspot.com right now. But some of this stuff, like, this one about common thieves, who might be stealing your phone call to me right now. Son of a corporate Mary. Asking you to tell me what you believe. Doesn't have to be something you hear in church. But this has got an old address. I'm going to try and cover it up. It's the old Convalescent Hospital from Hell address, as well as the P.O. box that got stolen. After 5 years of no business through it, got stolen while I was in the Convalescent Hospital from Hell. Remember, I lost 80 pounds in 1 month? Look for the gruesome stigmata wounds or genetic wounds, not coming from the outside or bacteria or whatever causes those. It's genetic. The ankle biter wound starts as a kind of a round, solid wound, and then goes to what looks like a bite mark. Call me up to tell me what you believe about Jesus. Tell me what Jesus' Immaculate House needs to inspire the future and present to greatness with, aside from truth. And see religious censorship, the kind that can place someone named Hussein in the highest office in the world, right after we got attacked by a whole lot of angry, violent, deadly Husseins. Well, these are when I had them on my chest. I covered up some with the cards because I put them back to back. I think this one might have, yeah, old Convalescent Hospital from Hell address. World Trade Center responding, fire engine was making the rounds. Where I used to have to work at Saudi Arabian City by the Sea. Let me finish this up so I can turn the laminator off. Got some new flash drive labels I want to remember to put in. I gotta switch this. Let me switch while I'm thinking. As I tell you about Tami and in Ropalac and Chinese misfits, assholes. You can call them Eskimo assholes if you want, or Bolivian, or Swedish. Call them whatever you want, but it's that great wall of evil that is hijacking your call to me right now, 424-229-4140, and keeping it from being news, and it should be news, shouldn't it? That's your family's lifeline, that's America's lifeline, not being allowed to work. Folks, hiding in the shadows with ill intent to stop it from working and keeping it from being news. 10 minutes, I better hurry. So anyway, Tami and all of his people he's bossing around is in Rapalak. And this has the old convalescent hospital address and the stolen P.O. box as well. He's in Rapalak and he's bossing all the locals around now. Yes, James and Warren and Charlie or Charles, I'm not sure. He's bossing them around and he's telling them to do such things as P.O. box right there. Never done any business in I think 5+ years. It'll be another 4 months. Officially, I call it 10 years, a decade, of not getting one 911 Flight 93 check call. And I had it on the Word docs, that pay-as-you-go phone I had before. I got the Metro phone. So it's probably a decade now with all those Word docs and try to call me and all that. But officially this year will turn to a decade of asking for 911 Flight 93 checks. Not getting one, no certified mail, no non-certified mail, no FedEx, no UPS. If you're gonna mail me, make a video of the mail first. It's gonna be stolen. And yeah, of course, it takes 5 minutes to make that video, whatever you get when you don't get me, 424-229-4140. Make that video, post that video. You got the timestamp on your phone, you got the number dialed. I week and a half ago made a video of the past 2 years on this phone. Call logged, every call to and from. Don't erase anything. And yeah, I don't have all the years covered. Here's, I put them back to back. Some of these are old. If you see on the dress, that's old. 2.5-inch cards, paper Word doc cards. What was I going through? Pick up there. Tommy's bossing them around. He's telling them to do such things as the leaders of the democracy movement who shall remain nameless, the silent dominoes. And I'll use to protect those actually getting the grassroots democracy movement going worldwide. They're there and they're trying to call folks all across that country of Rapalak. Paper label, paper card, flash drive labels from years and years ago. And Tommy's barking out orders, hijack that call. Make sure you can't reach that person. And you're sending out some mail and putting it in the the mailbox, the drop box for the mail. And Tommy says, run, get the mail. Barking out orders at no armed Chinese fella. No mail in the 5+ years I had that P.O. box, about the 93 checks, not at any of my previous addresses. here in California. Tommy's in Ropalack, and he's telling them to steal that mail. You don't want them corresponding. Hijack that internet. Mia's on that. Making sure that those parts of the, you gotta go all across the country over in Ropalack to let them know how to start that democracy movement. But if you can't, if folks' access to you on the internet is hijacked, it makes it more difficult, but it makes it more, they want to see what you got more. And that's where the South comes in. South has walked in to the other leaders of the democracy movement. The South is his nickname. He has walked in there and he says, oh, look what I got, and he pours out a big sack full of flash drives. Nice catchy labels promoting democracy on a lot of those, pointing out hijack lifelines on a lot of that as well. To get this one, I gotta do my sugar check, and I'll show you my flash drives real quick, and my eyes are on a new paramedical research being passed by. With you not being able to reach me by phone, mail, or internet, make a video of it. 424-229-4140. Make that video, post that video, whatever you get when you don't get me. Oh, one of those gory genetic wounds there. Make that video, whatever you get when you don't get me. See that phone? That's every child in America's lifeline. To the firemen, police, paramedics, make a video of being hijacked. Make that video, post that video, call up California's law enforcement and officials and ask them, why can't I reach this man? What do you know about 9/11 Flight 93 checks him not getting one? And 9 years of asking. See that phone is every child in America's lifeline. Make a video of being hijacked. Whatever boring thing you get, phone ringing, error message, busy signal, it's not going to be boring if you need the firemen, police, paramedics. And it's going to be just as newsworthy as me asking for almost a decade now for 9/11 93 checks, Flight 93 checks of America's lifeline, and not getting one. It's going to be just as newsworthy. I think you know that. So we the people must be the reporters. Start that grassroots democracy movement. Make that video, whatever you get when you don't get me. Post it. Certified mail, make a video of the mail before you send it. It's going to be sold. Come see me in person. Have wit, we'll travel. Send me that perfect place to build. Jesus is a immaculate house here on earth. Best people to start building with. And that's water again. Well, I haven't been drinking that much water. We'll try one more time. And I'll just chalk it up as nothing. Oh, it's your family's lifeline. Electronic device. If this thing's high, I won't, of course I want to eat. And I won't have the energy to design those big fives. Oh, I better show you those. Where'd I put them? 308. Or any beautiful imagery of truth. Let's see if I can get the big ones. I think they're in the bedroom. Not only does the South have big sack full of DVDs, flash drives. He also has lots of DVDs, how to reach the people when the news media. Oh, I forgot to tell you about that. Tommy's got that news media. Squelched, is that the phrase? Stopped from covering news. Well, that's why I always tell you to call in front of every network news anchor, every local news anchor, and all the public eye mayors, governors, senators. Ask them, well, you know about this. When else will my phone not be allowed to work? What are you doing about that? You should be covering it. Everything's fake news. Compared to my family's lifeline not working. And not knowing when else, those hiding in the shadows with ill intent will be stopping it from working. Get the Rex Post. And yes, South has all those flash drives, DVDs, external hard drives, how to reach the people in the most harshest of regimes where they have, yes, the mail, phones, and internet hijacked. But yeah, Tommy's hopping mad by the time he goes back to Rhea's gonna have to watch him kind of mumbling and grumbling all night long. Not even the Three Stooges or that cat dinner. Don't ask me, they're Chinese. I don't know how well it is. It's kind of a hazy. That doesn't turn out well. But remember to check in post in 5, 424-229-4140. Look for the big fives. I'm sure your camera will pick it up better than mine. Yeah, not quite. I don't think. Sometimes it looks better in the, yeah, it looks easy to number. It's very readable. You have to look up the images somewhere and see what they say. That's the eye. Let me show you that eye. As Tommy's efforts to park a tank on that democracy movement is stopped. I'll show you one more DVD. Oh, I was going to put you on. We'll have to get you next time. Stone Cold. Last drive, baby. The eyes started changing in 1996, and 23 minutes. Hurry. The smaller, browner circles you're going to see in the second photo, what they looked like about 5 years ago. The dark brown with just a hint of a little bit of blue in there is from 9 years ago. Just after I got to LA, 2009, probably when I got my first digital camera out here. And yeah, there's that brown circle. Probably saw it in the Concerned American, even though it was small. Flash drive. The white part, every time I have to reach backwards. Blue-eyed DNA taking over brown-eyed DNA, not just with the eyes, but with the bones, the organs, the muscles in particular, great brain. And there's the eye. It seems a little browner than it was this morning, but you can see the brown circles that were the smaller eyes. And yeah, I think that is just a little bit larger now. The eye stretched a little bit, the lids picked up. During that year and a half, you can see in the photos, convalescent hospital from hell. And I swear they're doing that right now. Sometimes that brown can be completely whited out. It's genetic carpentry. Don't try this at home. I'm the son of Carpenter Mary. Let me show you guys, and I gotta turn it down to 25 minutes. See you tomorrow. Get that grassroots democracy movement going worldwide. I'll use those flash drives and DVDs and external hard drives and pages of paper to defeat the evil that is the great wall of evil. Come see me. Let's get started building Jesus' immaculate house. Tearing the great wall of evil that's around me. That's just me and all of my imagery. And let's get started on those 1,000 points of light to inspire the future and the present to greatness.